Hi, I'm Kelly Ashton, and I'm an educator for Handi Quilter, and we are in the Handi Quilter studio today, and we're going to talk about the HQ Half-Carat diamond template. So this ruler is so much fun. It is perfect for starting like any type of mandala, but it also is a lot of fun to use in different border design ideas. So first of all, I'm going to show you some border design ideas. So on this design, I used the Half-Carat diamond template to stitch all the way across to this side. And then this ruler is versatile because on the outside, I have the straight lined guidelines to give me some measuring tools with on the outside. So when I came back through, I could rotate the outside of the ruler and also use it as a measuring. So I lined that first etched line on my last stitching line, and that bumped me a ½ inch away from the edge. And then I rotate and stitch around like this. And when I do these on an angle like this, what I want to do is put the point right there on the first etched line. So then that bumps me at an angle. So if I'm on that point and then I move it a ½ of an inch away from my goal at the bottom, I get that line that's on an angle. It's not completely perpendicular to the last one. It's on a bit of an angle. So I'll stitch out the last two on this bottom part of the border, and you can see how that works for me. Okay? So this template also has one of the easy grooves. So I kind of call it an easy access because you just raise your needle and slide it on there. And I'm going to just move it to the straight edge so that I can follow along this straight line. And what I used as my measuring guide here is I want to move it over far enough that when I have it straight up and down, the point of my half-carat is on my last stitching line. Okay? And then I can also look up in here and see that I'm equally between the two on that side. All right, so I'm going to stitch out the half-carat. And this one has a really long side, which gets a little out of my comfort zone for holding it, so I do have to rotate my hands a little bit. This ruler, I felt a lot better putting the Handi grip on because it helped me hold it into place better. And then I'm also going to stitch a second one. I'm going to stitch along the bottom here. And I do have to fess up, I'm just kind of eyeballing it how far over I want to go until I can line up the last point with the next point right there. Okay, and I'm ready to stitch. I'm going to adjust my hands if needed so that they are holding the ruler stable all the way around. If you're not holding the ruler stable, the chance that you're going to slip and not have your stitching where you want is too great. All right, so now I'm going to have my needle down. So this is what I was talking about. I have my point right here of the half diamond. I'm going to put my first etched line, and I'm going to stitch until I'm a ½ an inch away from the edge there, which leaves me a ½ inch gap because I have a ½ of an inch where my needle is. I'm going to go straight up here until I have a ½ of an inch opening right there. That puts me a ½ an inch away. I do have to say that sometimes there is some guesswork with rulers, but I'm pretty sure you're all good at kind of eyeballing a ½ of an inch. Don't we use a ½ of an inch all the time in our quilting world? All right, so this one again, I'm going to put the ½ inch etched line on the point, stitch till I'm a ½ an inch away. This one's lined up straight with that one. Rotate that straight line. Isn't that nice that this one ruler gives me that fun half-carat shape, and it also gives me a straight edge that I can use if I need to. There we go. There's our half-carat, our double half-carat border design idea. Okay, I'm going to clip my threads. I don't know if threads drive you crazy, but they drive me crazy. All right, and then along this outer edge right here, I did a vertical border design idea. And what I did here is I just stitched the half-carat this direction And then I had to do some back stitching. Let's put it inside so that you can kind of follow with me. So I knew I was going to kind of come back to here, so I stitched around the half-carat all the way around, and then I just stitched up there just about 3/4 of an inch with my needle down. I would rotate it. And what I was actually lining up, because I don't want to mark anywhere that I don't have to mark. So let me move this for a second. I did, with a pencil, a white chalk pencil, I marked a straight line down the center. So that's the only thing that I had to use a marking tool for. And then what I was looking at is something on my last half-carat that I could line up to for my next one. And so if I get my straight line, because the ruler has these nice etched lines on it that gives me an opportunity to use those. And I used the top part of the carat to line up to do my next one. So this edge of the ruler right here is lined up on the points of the last carat. And then I stitched around here. Okay, I did have some backtracking because then I flipped it around again like this. And I just kept rotating it. I also did an echo stitch around the outside of it. And then I did some fun 1/8 of an inch kind of piano key fill ideas on the outside there. So, okay, so on the mandala designs, I'm also going to use a stencil that gives me an 8-line grid or a 16, whichever you choose. On the one that I have stitched right here, I actually stenciled the 18 lines, but I only used 8. So if you can see where the half-carat is stitched right there, I rotated it around and did 8 of them. The tricky part on this is I needed a center. I needed a way to stop or to gauge where I was going to start the point towards the center. So I just I stenciled or marked a center with a circle. And then I could just line up the point of the half-carat and stitch out from that direction. So this is one that I stitched on paper. I really like to stitch mandalas, and this is kind of a really fun place to start. I hope you enjoy the half-carat diamond template. It's a lot of fun to stitch with, so enjoy quilting.